So, hey, my YouTubers and everyone in the world. Today is January the 30th. The time is now 4:30 p.m. Today was a cold, snowy Wednesday all day, but I'm so happy to still be alive. Now, moving forward, today's topic is going to be different tips on how to overcome that anxiety problem. And this is going to be part two, and this is for 2019, guys. Yes, I'm well aware that anxiety happens to a lot of people out there, and it's so many different reasons why it happens. But guys, we're going to be discussing how to overcome this anxiety or help to control it a little bit better than what you've been doing. So if you are new to my channel, guys, like I would say, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so that you guys can continue to watch the videos that are coming up. All right, so let's get into it. So easy tip number one is to drink chamomile tea. Now I say drink chamomile tea because honestly it helps to calm your nerves and it helps to relax you. Now you want to be more calm and more relaxed, and that'll take that stress level down. So that's one tip that I want you guys to start utilizing if you have anxiety problems. Start drinking that chamomile tea because it definitely works. Easy tip number two is challenge the anxiety. Like, ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? A lot of times I feel like we have anxiety because, we think about, oh, this could get worse than what it is, and XYZ 1, 2, 3, and then we think about the absolute, how bad things could get. But you really got to sit down and ask yourself, is it just me putting this fear upon myself, And if that is the case, then ask yourself, look, what's the worst that could happen? I mean, God would never give us something that we definitely can't handle. So if you're going through a certain situation that's causing some type of anxiety, understand that all you have to do is learn how to control yourself a little bit better, and things will seem to work themselves out. Now, easy tip number three is I want you guys to start exercising more. If you feel like you have a lot of anxiety and you don't know what else to do, learn to exercise. Not only does it keep your body in shape and keeps you healthy, but it definitely lowers that stress level. So that's something else that we want to be extremely, extremely mindful of. So let's start exercising more because that'll help to relax our mind a little bit better, and it'll give us something to do so we're not thinking so much about what bothers us and, what's causing that anxiety. Easy tip number four that I feel is very important for people to keep up with is we need to slow down on the caffeine. A lot of caffeine gives us so much energy, and sometimes it's energy we actually don't need, guys. So if you have an anxiety disorder, then you need to slow down on the caffeine. That means the coffee, that means the cakes, the sugar, the lemonade, anything that's too sweet, slow down on it a little bit more, and then start drinking some water, stuff that's more healthy, like healthy teas and things of that nature. Now, easy tip number five, guys, is give yourself a bedtime. Yes, I said it. Even as an adult, I feel like it's very, very important for us to get our 8 hours or 9 hours of sleep every single night if we can. So if you have an anxiety disorder, guys, you want to start to put yourself on a daily routine from morning, noon, and night so that your mind and your body will become one with what it is that you do on a day-to-day basis, and it'll help you calm down and relax. And besides, a good night's rest is very important because, if you have an anxiety disorder and you're always fidgety and dealing with different things, I mean, just getting enough sleep can help your mind just, recuperate from a long day of work. So that's very important, guys. Easy tip number six is feel okay with saying no to people. I know that sometimes, people call us with their own personal issues, and at the end of the day, we may have our own problems that we're going through. Now, if you have an anxiety disorder, you already have enough on your mind, enough on your plate, enough going on in your life. The last thing you need to do is start taking on other people's problems. Because, see, the problem with that is you're not only not handling your issues, but now you got someone else that's putting their burden, that's becoming a burden and putting their issues onto you, and it causes your anxiety to just get out of whack and stuff, so now you just all bent out of shape, and you got your issues plus someone else's issues. So sometimes when people call you and you know that, you might not be in the best of moods or you can't handle it, don't be afraid to, pick up the phone and say, hey, I can't talk right now. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. It's okay to say no. It's okay to not want to speak from time to time because you want to gather your own thoughts. And sometimes people may like that and understand it, and sometimes they won't. But it's what's best for you. Easy tip number 6, guys. We on number 6 now, is learn to live in the moment. I feel like a lot of people that have anxiety disorders, they think about things that happened in the past. They think about things that's going to happen in the future. Learn to just focus on the now. Live in the moment. Don't overthink situations and don't worry yourself. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and whatever already happened. So if you have an anxiety disorder, I want you guys to start living in that moment and just focusing on what's going on at that point in time so that you don't overload yourself with too many things at one time. Easy tip number 7, guys, yes, is write your thoughts down. It's very, very important for us to start writing our thoughts down so that we can see what it is that's going on in our minds, so that we'll see what's triggering, certain things around us or certain experiences. That's important. You know what? Honestly speaking, I feel like writing down your thoughts is really important because you need to be able to go back and see how you was feeling at that moment or what was going on around you at that moment. And that's going to bring us into easy tip number 8, guys, is to identify what triggers you to have anxiety anxiety attacks, or, what are the things that triggers that? What are the things that, stress you out the most? What bothers you the most? And this is why I say 7 and 8 really go hand in hand, because when you write your thoughts down, now you're able to see, okay, well, I was in class and someone did 1, 2, 3, and this is how it made me feel. So not only are you acknowledging the fact that, okay, this was the location that you was at, but you're also talking about what it is that was done to you and how it made you feel. And in return, that's going to determine, like, okay, now that we know what the problem is, what is the solution to the problem? So, like I said, 7 and 8 really do go hand in hand, because once you write them things down, you starting to figure out what actually triggers that anxiety, what bothers you, and now you could come up with solutions on how to deal with it. So I hope that all the tips I gave you guys today helps you. And I'm telling you, yes, sometimes it does take time for you to get your anxiety disorder under control. But honestly, guys, it just takes nothing but practice. Get up every day and utilize at least 1, 2, or even 3 of the tips that I gave you, and then every day work on something new. Once you master that and you've learned how to, better control this or better control that, then you can focus on other things. But you know what? Having a anxiety disorder it's tough, and I understand it, but it's manageable. And if you guys feel like any of the tips might not help you, or you need extra help, then you can always go to a doctor and seek professional help. Talk to a therapist. Let them know what's going on, and then they'll give you some techniques that you can also utilize. But I hope that those tips helped you guys today. Like I always say, like, comment, subscribe, and share. And of course, visit my website at shoploveronline.com. Until next time, guys, let's learn to control our anxiety disorders if you actually have one. If not, then you can also help someone who might have some, anxiety problems. But peace until the next vlog.